Welcome to Home Dad Chat, brought to you by the National At Home Dad Network. My name is Brock,
My name is Danny.
and we are here to talk about life as stay at home dads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
No, I don't want much. I even love handmade crafts made of macaroni. Come on now, you should know me. Times I might eat too much. No worry about my weight. Got the dad bod rocking on me. Sketches on my feet. Cargo shorts look good on me. I'm a dad, that's what I do.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. This is episode 200.
200.
Holy cow. It's making my head hurt. Ugh. Yeah, it's exciting. And at the same time, Danny and I are both sick. So we're going to sound gravelly. We'll try not to cough into the microphone or sniffle too hard. I'll probably just be spending a lot of time editing all that out.
Making all the old man noises.
Exactly.
Don't do anything. Nod your head fast. No.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, it's like a hangover almost. I've never been hungover, but all the symptoms that you talked about fit with what people say.
Well, it fits with the time. I mean, New Year's Eve is fastly approaching in the new year, so
Perfect time.
party. Yeah.
You're just prepping.
Yeah,
You
I
get
guess
yourself-
so.
You're building your stamina to hangovers.
Is it like I feel bad enough as it is already? What's a couple of cocktails or just some strong pours of bourbon?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
What happened to
Yeah.
him? Well, he's either sick or he drank too much. I'm not sure which, but
He's looking better now.
yeah, just leave me here on the floor.
least
I'll
he's
see you in the
sleeping.
morning. Yeah, exactly. Oh, but anyway, yeah, this is our 200th episode. It's crazy to think that we're at 200 episodes. I mean, we just celebrated 4 years of doing the podcast, but to also hit 200 episodes all in the same time frame,
Mhm.
is actually quite a feat if you think about a lot of the other podcasts that are out there and the ones that started and then stopped and things along those lines. I, I I really appreciate the consistency that we've been able to implement in this show.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I like when people talk about, are you going to start your own podcast, how you would do it, it's like podcast movement, we went and we have to decide how often you want to do it. If you want to do it, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, if once a quarter. And I'm like, who's doing this? Why aren't you doing it? I mean, I understand if you can't do it every week. Okay. But you're going to do once a month? You're going to do once a quarter? You better have some really solid content to have somebody
Yeah, your
hang on
show.
and stay a listener for a month before they get something else from you.
Yeah,
That's a
your
lot
show
to
better
ask.
be like freaking golden.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
definitely. But yeah, I mean, so here we are, our 200th episode. We've had so many awesome things. We talked about a lot of it in year four, so review type of thing. But I don't know that we need to go into it too much, other than to just say thank you to all of our listeners for just all of the support. We're definitely along with the having the 200 episode. We've had quite a few just people who have joined, like that you get that thing, the end of the year Spotify or whatever it is. Have you
Yeah, your
ever seen
wrap
that?
up or something? Like the
Yeah,
wrap
the
up? Yeah.
wrap up. Yeah, exactly that. Did I don't know. I don't know if I actually sent this to you or not. I was looking for it. I can't.
I
It's
don't
so
really use Spotify.
well.
Just
That's
gonna say
okay. You don't have
it.
to.
It it's okay. We'll work around it. The problem with Spotify is that it interferes with my in-car Alexa system.
Oh,
Um,
really?
so yeah, what
Okay.
it won't ever shut off, basically. It'll
Eh,
just keep playing. And every time, and not when I just like when I get out of the car, it keeps playing. And then it's always running in the background. And then like I have a notification, which I don't like notifications. I mean, I don't mind them, but I need to clear them. They need to be cleared immediately.
yeah.
That bugs me seeing them hanging out there. And it just leaves it up. And I'm like, I need this to go away. And it
Okay.
won't. So yeah, I gave
I
up
see what
on
you're saying.
Spotify, which was a bad idea. I understand. But
It's
it's
okay.
it's
One of the things I was going to point out about Spotify was that this year, our new listenership is up 73% for this year.
nice.
So that's awesome because that just shows that we're getting, out there to other folks. And I think that's just, I mean, that's the whole reason we do this show.
Well,
So
and if we had 100 listeners and now we have 170, You know, I mean, that's 73%, actually 173, but whatever. It's a lot of growth. That
Yeah,
is a
we
lot.
definitely
That is a
have more
huge
than
number.
that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying as a round number. If we had 1,000, now we have 1,730. Is it better? Because we have 10,000 listeners, we now have 11,730. Right?
You're hurting my
Something like
brain.
that.
That's math.
It's a lot of math, isn't it? It's a
That's a
lot of math.
lot of math. Yeah. So with the holidays wrapping up and things are, getting to start for the new year.
Hmm.
Uh, Not that we really want to get into too much on the fashion of um, goals yet. I think we'll talk about that in the next episode. But for this episode, looking back at the year, I mean, there's been a lot of things that have taken place in our lives. What are some of the things that you have just, I guess, cached in your memory bank for future looking back at things?
Uh, my ADHD. I don't do that.
You don't
I
do
don't.
that?
No, I don't. I'm like, I'm in the now, man. That's it. So I could look at my calendar and
Okay.
go, oh, yeah, that happened. That was amazing. I remember home dad con. Um,
Remember taking your kid to college the first day of college? Is
we
that,
did go to college. Yep. Back and
yeah?
forth to college a couple times. Yeah. Yeah.
It
So
doesn't
that's
have to
it.
be a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah. But
that's a big moment in your family though.
and it really is. And I think I was prepared as I could be for it, and I was ready for it. I want my kids to go out and explore the world. They're welcome to come back, but I want them to see the world. I want to see them outside of my views and my education and the things that I know. And I want them to go out and experience the world and see, well, this is how people do it here, or this is how people do it there.
Yeah.
And to reach that understanding of we're part of a global culture, right? So that there are people everywhere that can look at something that we do every single day and get completely offended by it, you know? Or in the same vein, they do something that we're like, what? That's disgusting.
Mhm.
No, this is how we do it every day. And yeah, so I want them to leave, basically. And
So,
getting ready
mhm.
for it, I think I was where I needed to be. I feel like, I cried a little bit, but really not as bad as I thought I would. I didn't cry all the way home, so I think that's a win, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, but that was a big thing too. And I love that it confirmed for me that I've built enough of a relationship with at least one of my kids that they miss me, that they want to come home. You know, we talked with, I guess I talked with Tova Klein on the podcast previously, and that's kind of what you're trying to gear yourself up to have a family that wants to come back and see you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of
Yeah.
the goal. You want them to be good people. You want them to be strong, loving, intelligent people, educated people. But you also want them to come home and be happy to. Oh, it's the holidays. We're going to go home and hang out with mom and dad. So I
Have
think,
that Folgers
yeah,
commercial moment.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A soldier in
No,
your cup.
yeah.
Wait,
I love it. I love the fact that yeah, that interview was really good too. I enjoyed editing that and listening to it. So she had a lot of
she
amazing
was
things to talk about.
And we got started and we started talking and I should have just immediately started recording just to have it. But we started talking and she was just open and just gregarious. She was like so kind and interested in, who I was, how my kids were and how they compared to where her kids are. We had a conversation and I found like we need to be recording this. So I'm going to back up. And she
Yep.
got a little more professional, which I love to see. Once we got on the call together recording, she became, that researcher and that scientist as well as the parent. I loved interviewing her. She's fantastic. And her book's great. I've only read like 3 chapters, but it's good
That
stuff.
happens so often though when we do podcast episodes like we get to talking to a guest and we're like, "Oh man, we should be hitting record right now." I mean, we even do it. Like we're guilty of it as well. So,
Yeah.
and then trying to go back and redo it is always interesting.
Yeah. Just try to
Never
be
never sounds
excited
the same the
again.
second way. Yeah,
No.
it never sounds the same the second way, but that's okay. Yeah, I think for our family this year, some things that were pinnacle moments were uh, probably me getting shoulder surgery at the beginning of the year,
Hmm.
followed by Hezekiah getting diagnosed with a very rare autoimmune disease
Hmm.
um, and dealing with that. And then just oh, and well, and Hezekiah also starting sixth grade. Like that's crazy,
Yeah.
you know? And I've had conversations with him about the fact that I'm like, dude, like you're about to turn 12. You have
Hmm.
6 years until you turn 18, and then
Hmm.
you're out.
Yeah.
6 years, man. Six. Like that's
Half the
crazy.
time you've been alive, and boom, you're out.
Well, and a lot of times, especially when kids get into their preteens, I mean, they just like, why? Why do I gotta do this? Why do I gotta do that? It's everything's why? And it's like you could get really mad and just like scream at them about it. And I mean, more times than not, like it's gonna go nowhere.
Hmm.
And like, Corey and I both can get frustrated with the kids, just like any other parent. And and one of the incidents recently, like she got so frustrated, she's like, just go to your room. And so, because he was just throwing a fit.
Hmm.
And it was like, okay. And then I went upstairs and talked with him. And that was probably one of the most productive conversations that we could have had. So, just, getting him into reality of the fact that, this time is fast. It's,
Yeah.
it comes to a close real quick when you kind of are over the hump and heading down the hill kind of deal. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah,
It's really interesting because like James is 15, he's got 3 years, and I am pushing him in every direction that I can. Like I make him go and like schedule his own eye appointment to do it online. It's not a big deal. You don't even have to talk to anybody, but you need to know how these things operate.
heck
You
yeah.
just need to be aware of it. And then you need to put it on your calendar, which he should be a part of the family calendar, but you have an alarm so you know, okay, on this day, dad's going to come pick me up and we're going to go do my eye exam. We're going to get my flu shot, my COVID booster, and then probably go home from there. And it's amazing to see the times when it works, when they actually do it. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, see,
Yeah.
this is the kid I know I'm raising. This guy, he's a genius.
So Corey and I led a marriage seminar a couple weeks ago, and
Hmm.
it was for our church, and we had about 26 couples there. And I mean, there were folks all the way from 25 years of marriage all the way up to a month that were there.
Nice.
And part of the conversation about communication came into play, and just talking about, how do I, like, I think that one of the husbands was like, how do we work this out for like better communications or whatever like that. And Corey and I both were like, calendars, like you need like family, like Google Calendar or something where
Yeah.
you're connected. And so it was one of those deals where we had all kinds I mean, there was all kinds of jokes and stuff made, and but at the end, like it was very well made known that like this is important. You can joke about it all you want, but that really is the key to not having a you know what do you call that, like where you double book yourself, or
Hmm.
you just completely forget altogether. So having that is just a great tool, like we talk about all the time on here.
Hmm.
uh, and so, but to bring your kids into it is the next, portion of that. They also
Yeah.
have to be involved in it. They need to know how to use it. And
Hmm.
I'll be honest, like most kids, they know how to use technology. I don't know
Yeah.
why, there's such a refusal sometimes to do that. I'm like, you would be texting back and forth like crazy, like
Hmm.
and things like that. It's the same thing, only you're actually just setting up a uh, a date for, hey, this is going to be happening. We
Hmm.
just need to know, kind of deal. Because I
Right.
don't know how you're going to get to the eye doctor. You
Right.
don't
Yeah.
drive.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so all these different little things that are happening, and there's all kinds of just transitions that happen throughout the year with our kids, and coming up into the new year, that that's sort of like we've hit the top of the hill for school year, like
Hmm.
break, Christmas break, everything's there. It's like, all right, now we're heading down towards spring break and the end of school, like
Yeah.
those are the next things. And then we're on to another year, and it's crazy how quickly it just flashes by. And I guess like Facebook, for instance, I feel like is probably one of my saving graces for remembering certain things, because you
Hmm.
get those little like memory like,
Yeah.
hey, do you remember this thing? It's like, whoa, okay. Like, and they go back further than even a year. So I appreciate that for the
Hmm.
most part. About that's maybe one of the few things, but that's or maybe the only thing about Facebook I really appreciate.
For me, it's birthdays. Facebook
Oh,
always reminds me of birthdays. I'm like, oh yeah, so and so's birthday. I mean, if it's like my kids or my wife or whatever, that's different. But if it's, all the friends that I have in social media, um, they're all right there. And Facebook will go, hey, it's so and so's birthday. And I'm not going to probably get, all the people that I'm friends with on Facebook a present or even a card, but at least to send them a message and say, yeah,
yeah,
hey, it's your birthday.
yeah.
Congratulations. I love you being here.
Speaking of cards, I've gotten Christmas cards from a few of the guys in the network here recently. That's
Nice.
been pretty cool. So
Excellent.
I think I recently got one from Paul Gordon and his family. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's always fun to that's one of the things that's fun about this network is you get Christmas cards. Like my wife will be like, I don't know who those people are. Like it must be for you.
Right. Right.
Like you know who they are. You just don't know them, like their last name or whatever it
Hmm.
is kind of deal.
Yeah. You don't recognize. When I talk about so and so, that's this person. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Or hey, look, you know this person. You've talked to them in Dad Lounge before.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna also bring up this kind of came into my mind. So it's the end of the year. There's a big thing that takes place at the end of the year is for the organization, and that is that if you are a member, yeah, your membership ends
Hmm.
unless you are, got the automatic
Recurring. Yep.
recurring. Yeah, unless you got that. So that's one of the things that will take place at the stroke of midnight is that if you haven't paid yet,
Hmm.
we're gonna boot you out. No, I was kidding.
Yes.
Just one big boot, swing, and it just comes through.
I think we've got a bot for that at this point. Just
Yeah,
comes in
I
and
think so
goes,
too.
weeds. Oh, we lost everybody.
Yeah,
Sorry. I'll put him back.
come back.
Steffi's great. Steffi's great. But
But
yeah,
no,
it's definitely
but
time to renew.
yeah, I think that that's one of the things I probably want to make sure that we push in this is that hey, like check your accounts, see
Hmm.
if you are set up the right way you need to be, and if you're not, it's not hard. Jump online. It's $35. I do think there are some, if I believe there's somewhat of maybe another like drive that's taking membership drive that's going to be
Hmm.
coming up here pretty soon.
Yep.
So I don't know. Do
We're
you know the date when that is that starting January 1?
We're hoping January 1st. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We may wait until a little bit later. The reason we want to offer things like because we're doing the tiered levels again, and we want to offer
Uh-huh.
things to people that are willing to donate a little bit more, things that they're going to be really happy to get. We are looking and checking out prices on getting an enamel pin for Dads Don't Babysit. I'm, of course, all about the pin, so I'm pushing that one. We're also looking at doing a hoodie. This
I
is
know the
Dad's Don't
hoodie looks
Babysit.
awesome.
So it does
Yeah.
look good. Also got we used to have a cap. Just the plain like low ball cap. It says Dad's or the National at Home Dad Network. So that one's probably coming back in as well. So it's really just a matter of trying to find things. I mean, remember we're a nonprofit, so we don't have money. So in order for us to do it, we have to say, okay, well this hat's going to cost us $20. So we need to get 25 for it. So at the whatever level, you get the hat. And that way we're not losing money by offering it, but we get people to donate a little bit more. Let it out, friend. Let it out. Y'all Brock's coughing his face off, just let you know. And we're both just dry and awful and just like, ugh. But we're doing it for you guys, you
I'm back.
folks.
I'm back. Oh my
There he
gosh.
is.
That
I was
was
filling
awful.
in, man. I was doing my best.
Oh, I hate this feeling sick thing.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, definitely look into your membership, get that situated because there's so many good things that come of it.
Hmm.
I think too, just with it being with Home DadCon coming up in San Antonio as well, like, I feel like there's quite a few dads who are super excited about it being in Texas down there in the San Antonio area. I think there's quite a few dads that, maybe they've not been able to come up to any other ones and are, going to have the opportunity to. I feel like the relationship with the other stay-at-home dad group that a bunch of us are also in that has conversations and stuff, I feel like is definitely continuing to have that overlap.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of guys who are like, what, I didn't know there was this, like I just thought I was
Yeah.
in a Facebook group and that was it. And it's like, no, like there's actually an organization out here to help you and to support you and all these other things. And I think that's the one thing that for a lot of dads, they're still just not getting it. It is like,
Mhm.
come on, like just because you're in this group, like there are other things going on that are more tangible to be able to
Mhm.
grab onto and actually be involved with.
Right.
Same thing goes for, if you're a part of Fathering Together, well, there's all the City Dads groups, because City Dads is underneath Fathering Together. And
Hmm.
I think that that's another great way for, groups to get going. I think also too, like just, some of these dads that are in places where they don't think that they can connect with other dads, it's finding out ways to post stuff in libraries to be able to get other dads out there. So,
Right. To
and
start a dad's group,
yeah, and I
we've
definitely
talked about
challenge
many
guys.
times.
Yeah, I challenge guys to definitely do that, and if you're a member, there's some great videos from some different speakers who have talked over the years about how to get a group like that going, and
Hmm.
all those guys are easily contactable to ask questions to
Hmm.
and get things going. So, but community is such a big thing. It's such a big key element for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, and then we've talked about that before, but that's my main focus for everything that I do is the community because it's something that you can't replicate. You can't find anywhere else. There's just no place that you can go. Now there are a lot of, fathering groups out there. There are a lot of, men's groups out there, but I often find that they're a little bit more divisive, even a little toxic, as it were. Things that you go in and you're like, I'm not enjoying this. This is just I went into a men's mental health group and they're just slamming guys for admitting that they're, having issues or they're weak, they have a vulnerability. And it was just, it really kind of made me sick because these guys are asking for help and other guys are just stomping on them, and this is a mental health group. That's what you're there for, supposedly.
Yeah, I say that's where you got to reach out to the admin, and if they don't do anything, then you got to get out.
Yeah. And I did. And I did. So, but it's the thing that we offer in our group, not just for mental health, just community in general. Just having people to hang out with. We learned the lesson in quarantine, and I think we strode forward with it. Your work, of course, with the Dad Lounge has just exploded. There's so many guys that I've talked to, they're like, oh, well, on the Dad Lounge, blah blah blah, and I'm like, yes, 'cause it's usually on days that I have something else going on, so I don't, I can't make it to the Dad Lounge with any regularity. But just the few times that I've been there, that's what it is. You're just hanging out, just like we do here, just hanging out with your friends and,
Yeah,
chewing the fat. Maybe you're grumping about something. Maybe you're laughing about something. Maybe something funny happened and you're just enjoying it with your friends. And that community is so very valuable, in my opinion.
the one thing that I keep seeing, and I love it, is the fact that there are dads who they'll see like a post for the Dad Lounge, and they'll be like, "Oh, like I'm glad to see that's still going on. I could really use that," and like
Yeah.
they've seen it beforehand, and it's the same concept. Like, oh, like I don't need that right now. I'm
Hmm.
good. Everything's
Yeah.
fine. It's like, yeah, great, happy for you. But when the shit hits the fan,
Hmm.
you know, when the diaper doesn't make it in the diaper genie, uh, when when the pee hits your face,
Uh-huh.
all those things, we're here,
Hmm.
and that's it. And if you want to come in and talk about exactly that, like, hey, I was holding my daughter and she she had such a big shit that I had
Yeah.
to clean up myself. Like it was
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
We
It
both took a bath.
it popped, right? We both got in the shower. Yeah. I've
Yeah,
done that
exactly.
many times.
We really
Oh,
tested out the Huggies, and the Huggies lost. Oh, I don't miss those days. But yeah,
I
I
don't
think
either.
no,
Mm.
I don't either. But I think that just the fact that guys, when they get into a jam like that, are like, oh, like we have a place that we can go to.
Hmm.
Where you're not gonna be, you're not gonna get that just like, oh, you're weak. Oh, like
Right.
pull up your bootstraps. Like, no, very supportive, very good insight. Sometimes it's just like, all right, like you just need a vent. Great, okay, we'll sit here and listen.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you get guys who are like, all right, I just need to hear the hard truth, and it's like guys are like, I can give you the hard truth, like, and then, be my
Right.
pleasure.
Yes. Get ready. You're not ready. Get ready.
Get ready, yeah. But it's still like that. Also, just brings and builds a relationship between those guys. You know, they know that
Hmm.
they don't want a yes man. They want somebody that will give them that hard truth. So
Hmm.
I love that the Dad Lounge has turned into a space like that, because that's,
Yeah.
you know, not that what I had envisioned it being, although it was kind of going that route anyways, but just the fact that there is a space like that. And then you have the Dad's Gotta Talk, which is another great space for a lot of that. So
Hmm. Yep. Yep. Again, the community. That's, I think, our biggest gift to you, our listeners, is the community we have here.
I would agree. I would agree.
But 200 episodes, that is impressive in and of itself. But uh,
Yeah.
I know that there are other podcasts who've done it, and it depends on how they're doing it. I've seen people that are cranking out one a day. I don't know how great their content is, but knock it out. Do what you can do, right? I believe they have AI helping them. That could be the only way I can imagine to get all that done.
Or they're paying somebody else to edit
Or
for
they're
them
paying
as well.
somebody.
Like
Yeah.
they just come in, hit record, and leave, and then everybody else takes care of the rest of it. Whereas it's all us. Like
Hmm.
all the editing, all of the social media posts, everything. Like
Right.
that's us.
Hmm.
So I don't know how many podcasts are still going that are like that,
Hmm.
because it's about as amateur professional as you can be, honestly, in
Right.
a lot of ways.
Right.
It's, we don't get paid, but we act like we're professionals.
Hmm.
Well,
We meet the
anyway,
standard.
this is 200 episodes. Thank you so much for listening. Happy New Year. Hope it's a great end of the year, and we will talk to you all on the next episode, and it'll be a new year, 2025. Whoop, whoop.
Yay. Good night, everybody.
I'm a dad, that's what I do.